Ooh. Hello, everyone. A little late today. Hello. Is anybody out there? Sorry about that, guys. Traveling all day today, and lo and behold, I did not push my clocks back, or ahead, I should say. I'm like, dang it. Sure enough, I did it. I am back from San Diego. Made it back home. Hey, Turtledom. Turtledom came on. Hey, Tim. Tim says hello. Yes, I made it back from San Diego. And of course, I did not move my clock ahead an hour. So I'm thinking it's 6 o'clock, no big deal. And Crystalella, the gringa, decides to tell me, hey, you going live today? And I look and I'm, oh no. Hey, Joy, how are you? Joy's in the house. We got Chris. Everybody saying hi. Tim and Turtledom. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what do you mean? Am I going live tonight? Or am I canceling? And I said to myself, oh man, I didn't turn the clocks back. I guess that's what I get for traveling on a day that, is daylight savings time, right, guys? So I was like, oh, that'll be funny. Don't your phone? Oh yeah, the phone updated. That's why I knew it was 7 o'clock. But the house, I had gotten home. I was doing this or doing that, running around, and so on and so forth, and looking at the clocks and I got plenty of time, forgetting that daylight savings time happened, so I didn't turn the clocks ahead. Are you? I'm slacking. Yeah, I'm slacking. I didn't even know the time went forward. See, yep, exactly. Yeah, the time went forward at 2 o'clock. Chris, glad you're back. Got Carol all straightened out. Yeah, well, hopefully. Yeah. It was a long weekend. We went to Tiny Fest, and yeah, as you guys saw yesterday, that's where I was. Had a great time. Lindy was there, and I met Stephanie, Natalie, Pam was there. It was great. Hi, Brenda. Brenda's in the house. Brenda Burner. How you doing? It's not scheduling premiere at 4:30 instead of 4 a.m. instead of Wait, what did you say? Because I'm not asking. Scheduling appear 4:30 a.m. instead of 4:30 p.m. As bad. Okay. Not as bad. I got it. Well, 4:30 in the morning. Yeah, I took an Uber at like 4:15ish, 4:30 to get to the airport. I flew from San Diego to Dallas, had about almost a 2-hour, what do you call it, a 2-hour layover in Dallas, and then got here about 2:20. Yeah, so it's been crazy. Everybody's saying hi. But it was a fun weekend. It was a lot of work as far as, getting Carol up to speed. Lindy was there too. She asked for some help too, so I did that. And then we went to Tiny House Fest, and we were there we got there way early, so we were ahead, like, one of the first 10 people through the door. And then we spent the whole day walking. I mean, literally, my legs were killing me by the end of the day. But I think I went back. I think we left around 4:15 or 4:30 is when we finally left Tiny House Fest, and it closed at 5. So we were there from right at 10 o'clock until 5, just walking and doing, taking stuff. So I can't wait to get that videos out for you guys. I took some good shots and some things that you guys might be interested in. So, yay! Oh my Lord, everybody coming in. Nora's in the house. Nora, Red Riding Hood. Hey, Red, how you doing? Everybody's saying hi. See, I love everybody's coming. Hi, Joy. How are you doing, Joy? I heard of, in the midst of getting everything from traveling and everything else, I heard about your catalytic converter guys. So, if you haven't found out what's going on with Blissful Ventures, her catalytic converter got stolen, guys. So, if we can help her out, that would be fantastic. Go over and visit her channel. She's got her, what is it, Venmo and Cash App. To give her a little help, get her back on the road. And there's Nora saying hi. Hey Judith, how's it going? I thought you weren't going live. I was watching last week's. I was at a church dinner. I know. Like I said, this whole daylight savings time really screwed me up a lot because at 2 o'clock it went ahead to 3 o'clock, and I had an Uber at 4:30, so it was just crazy. So I'd been traveling, and I got back here at 2:20 Houston time. And by the time I actually got back here to the house, it was like 3:30. So I had to do some, unpacking, some cleaning, some this and that. I'm thinking to myself, oh, it's only 6 o'clock. I still got an hour before the live. Yeah, well, I didn't obviously change the clocks back because I was in San Diego. So and Crystal comes up, hey, are you going live or are you canceling? So what do you mean? It's still an hour away. No, because I didn't change the clocks back or clocks ahead. Sorry about that, guys. Your hair, I know. I tried to put it up, but it looks so funny now. I got a shape. So now they took all the dead ends and they thinned out my hair a little bit. So now it's like kind of shiny. Shiny. But thank you. Everybody's saying hi. I love it. I love everybody saying hi to everybody. We're all one big happy family. Judith's in the house. Nora's in the house. Tim, Red, Brenda. Whoop, whoop. You cut your hair? Yeah. It's not that I cut it. I got it trimmed. And this is the first trim that I've had since growing back my hair from cancer. So it's kind of now it's all shaped and all the dead ends are gone and everything's one length again, and it looks healthier. So it was the first time that since I started growing my hair back from cancer that I got it cut. So yeah, it's kind of weird, but it's almost it was like down to about here-ish. So they cut out about maybe 2 inches. See, there's Crystal. She's the culprit. She's the one that's like, are you going live tonight? Or are you canceling? I'm like, what do you mean? I still got an hour. Yeah, thanks, Crystal. I'm like, oh no. So now after I get off the line, I'm gonna have to all the clocks, everything, even my stove, all the thing I have to change an hour ahead. Everybody's saying hi. Hey, Sylvia, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, Tiny Fest. I mean, telling you, San Diego was cold, actually, for San Diego. I mean, I don't think it ever got into the 70s, but it was kind of chilly in a way. I had a hoodie, and I had that, thank goodness, because it kept me nice and comfortable. Um, but it was kind of dreary. It was like gray all day. It was raining or drizzly kind of weather. I was like, I can't wait to get back to Houston, at least the sunshine. You guys have been awesome. I appreciate all your help. Hey, one of the tribe got to answer. I just got back, so thank goodness. Hi, Sylvia. Hi, y'all. Everybody saying hi, y'all. I hope you're doing better, though, Joy. I really do. I really do. That's kind of crappy. I mean, seriously. I mean, I hope you weren't in the van when that happened. You must have been out of the van. I'm assuming. Because boy, I'd be scared if something like that happened while I was in the van. Crystal, Lisa, sorry I missed you in San Diego. So close and not enough time. I know it never is enough time, but I mean, I specifically went over there to help Carol get to the next level and help her with her channel. Some of the channel things like, memberships for her and just video, creation, get her to the next level of video editing. And thumbnails and stuff like that. So that's what I was helping her with, and Lindy as well. So it was a busy weekend. And then we went to Tiny Fest, and that alone was way busy. From like 10 o'clock in the morning till about 4:30, I was literally on my feet filming all these things. So I'm gonna have new videos coming out. Yay! They had some really cool things there. I mean, yeah, I did some interviews of some of the what do you call it? People who make band builders. But I did see a lot of DIYs, a lot of no builds. They had everything there. They had schoolies, they had gypsy wagons, they had huts, they had tiny homes, they had vans, they had overlanders, they had trailers. I mean, literally, they had everything there, and it was so big. There were so many people there, and it was really interesting to see. They even had a home that was built from a 3D printer. Like, no lie. I'm like, holy crap, are you kidding me? Really? Like, where's the insulation? Where's the, and they had the insulation, the electricity, the whole 9 yards. It was like, wow, that was kind of interesting, kind of different. Everybody's saying hi. Next year, no mo time. Next year, no mo time change. I was going to mention your hair looks nice down. I don't think you guys ever seen it like down a lot. I should probably do that a lot. Well, here's the deal, guys. Okay, in Houston, the summers here are so bad. So I can't have my hair down because it literally sticks to the back of my neck. And that's like one of the biggest nasty things that I just don't like. That's why I always have it in a ponytail. But I just have to, if it's cool out or something like that, because it's cool today here in Houston. So I was like, I'm just gonna leave my hair down. Yeah. Because what daylight savings today? No, I didn't even know. My phone changes automatically. Yeah, my phone changed. No problem. My phone changed, but I forgot to change the clocks within my house. So when I looked at the clock, it's no, I got another hour before my live. We're good. Completely forgetting that, duh, you got to manually change the whole clocks in your house until I get a message from Crystal saying, "Are you going live tonight or are you canceling?" I'm like, "Wait, I still got an hour. What is she talking about?" And then I look at the phone and see it's 7:03. Oh my God. So I ran in here and I'm like, "Oh my God, I know it's in the studio. Sorry guys, but after traveling all day and everything else, I was like, oh, I didn't have time to get out in the van. I was exhausted. It was a busy weekend. And I said, it's just going to have to be in the studio. Sorry." Looks great. Thank you. I had no idea, right? Everybody's saying hello, hello. Sylvia, Crystal. Hey, Crystal again. Graham. There's Graham from down under. Hey, how many days is it now? 7, right? Next week, right? Oh, come on. 7 and a wakey. Jessica was hysterical with her photo bombing on Carol's live. Yeah, and the funnier thing is that she walked away from her Mifi, and that was just classic Carol. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And she had her mics, but she didn't charge them. She didn't take the tape off of the bottom of the things. That's why the audio went crazy, guys. So I gave her mine because I had mine charged. Everybody's saying hi. I'm ready for the sun. Yes. I am and I'm not, because I know Houston is just going to be a bear. But the sun's always nice. No, I was visiting a friend. And isn't that, yeah, I mean, even though it was crappy that it happened, I'm glad you weren't there so you could be confronted and something bad could have happened. So, thinking of a blessing that way that you weren't there when that happened, because that would have, I mean, yeah, you would have been able to just scare them away, but who knows what have happened. So you're safe. That's the main thing, Joy. You're safe. It's going to be 100 here tomorrow, 85. Oh, where are you? Did you make your live from yesterday private, Joy? I shared it out, but it's not there now. Yeah, she made a short. Apparently, YouTube isn't liking the fact that Joy made that live or something, or it is private. I don't know, Joy. If I can try and help you to get it to public again. Either that, because YouTube would either lock it out. I don't think it would make it private, so I don't know. I don't know if YouTube did it or, if it is. 7 and a wakey. I thought so. You got 7 and a wakey. Had I been in the van, I would have started at least, yes. And that would have been the best thing to do, is just get in the van started and just speed away. Absolutely. But you never know, never to confront them. You know what I mean? Because who knows if they have a weapon, and, out of fear. Because if they're that desperate to do that, they're desperate to do just about anything. Everybody's saying hi. Somehow it deleted, so I made a short. I got kicked out of the live, then it disappeared. Okay, that could have been YouTube doing that. I don't think you would kick yourself out. How? A 3D printer? I had a couple of Airbnb guests who were all brainiacs from Georgia Tech, and one guy had a job with the Air Force base dealing with 3D printers. Yeah, apparently this 3D printer creates a house in like 24 hours for a small cube, but like in 2 or 3 days, they can have a 3-bedroom home 3D printed out. I'm like, I mean, granted, the machine is huge, but it's not like it follows a track and everything. You can see where it turned around and went the other way for the next layer, or it was really interesting. So I got some footage of that really quick, of like, this is a 3D printer home, what it looks like. And when I went up to it to feel it, it didn't feel like plastic. It felt more like plaster, because what they do is they do put some little drywall in the end, but the walls itself were 3D printed, and then they had insulation, and then they had the electrical in it and the plumbing in it, and so on and so forth, that they could put into the walls of, or the two walls that they had 3D printed. So it was kind of interesting. And she was, the person was telling me that they put the PEX lines for the water and all that stuff in it. I was like, wow, that was so interesting. Man, I found a lot of things in there that at the Tiny Fest that was interesting. Crazy stuff with I doubt that anyone would be surprised. Yeah, I agree with you, Nora. I'm home in South Texas, Lisa. That's why it's so darn hot. Yeah, today wasn't, I mean, I'm in Houston and it wasn't that bad. It wasn't like 100. Geez. There's snow in Denver, still snow. Wow. Snow in Reno still. Wow. We're expecting a storm starting sometime tomorrow into Wednesday. And oh, no, I don't like snow. I lived in snow most of my life. I'm like, no, I don't like snow. When I came back from Quartzhead, I went into Flagstaff, and there were like maybe a half a foot of snow. And I was going through a light dusting, and I'm like, oh, just get me out of Flagstaff. Just get me out of Flagstaff. I get out of Flagstaff, and it's completely like, 60 degrees, 80 degrees. Oh man, it was just such the drastic climate change from the altitude from Flagstaff down to, oh man, it was insane. And then when I got home, because on the East Coast, they have sand and salt, like sand. But in Flagstaff, it was like a red sand. I'm like, so when I got home, I had to do an undercarriage wash just because it turned like red. My whole entire, and you all know I have a white band. So my my whole entire lower panel was completely like red from all the sand that they had from Flagstaff. It was so weird. I swear to God, I was like, okay, well, this is because I, again, am from the Midwest and from the East Coast, where that's the snow that I dealt with. And that's just regular salt and sand, browned, just granular, what do you call it? The kids' sandbox sand. And they put salt in it, and that's what they use to make the roads easy. Oh my God. I was red. I had to get that undercarriage washed like 2-3 times to get all that red off. It's 11:30 a.m. Monday morning here, low 80s. Now with a high 88. Yes, that is perfect weather. Perfect sleeping weather with all the windows down or windows open. And during the day, it's nice and hot, but at night, it's cold. It's not so cold that you're freezing, but yeah, that's like the perfect weather. Any movement regarding your new jewelry channel? Oh, my malachite. I got malachite, and this is Pishu. I got a Pishu, and then malachite. Ooh. I've been putting things on there slowly. I'm waiting for the state to come back to make sure that my LLC is proper before I really start doing a big push. Because, you got to be legal. So I don't want to start, selling things that isn't legal in the state of Texas under a business. So, but I'm slowly getting there. Slowly. I'm going to Puerto Vallarta next month. I'm looking forward to wearing shorts and flip-flops. Yeah, I'll be taking another cruise to the, Roatan, Costa Maya, Cozumel in April for my birthday. Whoop, whoop. Flagstaff is a higher elevation, yep, than here in Denver. Yes, lots of snow. My niece went to college there and stayed a few more years. She's in Bend, Oregon now. Yeah, I just never knew that Flagstaff was at that higher elevation. But what's funny is you're here, you're in this snow, you're driving 30 miles an hour because you don't know. I mean, black ice is no joke, everybody. Okay, even though they have salt and sand, people think that that's enough. No, if you can't see the pavement, it's black ice. You can it has the possibility of black ice. So you have to be careful what you do when you're driving and that kind of stuff. In anyways, and then about, 2 hours later, when you get down off of, Flagstaff Hill or whatever the hell that is, and you get down to normal elevations, and it's again dry sand, desert sand, you've got your saguaro cactuses and everything. And I'm like, this is like so weird that it's such the extreme from one to the other in a matter of hours. And I'm like, wow, insane. I missed you in Quartzsite, missed you in San Diego. Next thing summer will be here. And when are you and Tim going to meet up? I don't know. I don't know when the next meetup is, guys. When's the next meetup? First time I drove in the snow, my RV, leaving Flagstaff for my brothers in December 2020, and it wasn't snowing lightly, but it was snowing lightly. Yeah, you got to watch out for that side. My bride brought me a new green beret. Ah, ready for the Anzac March with the grandkids. So I'm sitting here watching with a wet beret, trying to shape it. That's the funny thing because the Army went with the beret now also. So I had to do the same thing, totally soaking a wool beret because all the berets for military are wool. Okay, so you have to literally drench this thing and you literally have to put it on your head wet, and make sure that get it to try and dry on your head so the band and the fold, the fold for the beret would be proper. So I found the way that for the way that Army did it, there's a certain fold that you can do for the berets. What I did, so I got the right size for the band. I folded it wet, put it in between two towels, and believe me, I put it in between two mattresses. Worked like a charm. When it got dry, then I put it on the head and shaped it properly instead of just sitting there with a wet beret on my head. So I totally understand you, Graham. Totally get you. I'm leaving this Texas heat on the 23rd. Start heading to Alabama. What you doing in Alabama, Crystal? Wasn't snowing a lot, only lightly. Yeah, I mean, winters have been mild for the past 6 years up in New England. So it's kind of, global warming is hitting people. That's all I got to say because there's no other explanation for it. How long is the drive? Your next meetup. Currently, I don't have one. Or am I having a meetup? I don't know. I don't think y'all want to come to Texas. Most of you guys are out in the West Coast or the East Coast. I'm smack in the middle. Joy, it's about 16-hour drive. I'm going to go camp on my way. Oh, to Alabama. Love it. Only Cali is more diverse than Arizona. You got mountains, desert, heat, cold, snow, beaches, and the redwood forest, etc. I love my home state, except the prices. Okay. California, I swear. Cali is something else because we were at Tiny House Fest, okay, Tiny House Fest, and they wanted $16.50 for, just a regular sausage that you get at a fair, like a state fair or something. Now, usually those are around $8, $9. They wanted $16.50 for one, and it only came with onions or vegetables. That's it. That's all. $16.50 for one sausage. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And there was a line, like a line constantly all day long for that. And I'm like, I would never pay $16.50 for a sausage sandwich. No way with onion. And that's it. No soda. Soda was $5 for a 12-ounce can of soda. I'm like, what? No, 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 I'm sorry, Callie, you guys are overpricing everything. I'm like, heck no, I am not doing that. A little thing of popcorn like this was $10. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. No, done. I'm gonna visit my mama and sister for a month before heading up to Minnesota. Oh man, Alabama, what you doing in Minnesota? Visiting more family? Are you having a meetup, Lisa? I don't know if I'm gonna have a meetup. I don't think y'all want to come all the way out here to Texas. I'll meet you halfway. Okay, Graham, you're in Australia. You're gonna have to take a boat. How the heck are we gonna meet halfway? Hawaii? Have your meetup on a cruise. Oh, now we getting into some fun. Texas left a bad taste in my mouth. Lisa knows. Yeah. We need to go there. Highway. You think highway robbery? And people were paying it. I mean, we're talking they were at least 6 deep all day long at $16.50 a pop. Wow. I don't do cruises. I get seasick. Like you wouldn't believe. Yeah, my sister's the same way, but because the ship is so big, you don't even feel like you're moving. Good idea, Judith. Well, that's outrageous. $16. That taco we shared at the Arter was delicious, though, right? Yeah, but that was only $8. That's reasonable. I totally agree with the $8 on that. The meat, it was like carne asada, fajita meat. It wasn't just ground beef. It was fajita meat and everything else. It was worth the $8 or $9 I spent at the RTR. Totally agree with that price. Okay, $16.50 for a sausage, a Polish sausage, and a little bit of onions on a hoagie roll. No, that was outrageous. Are you home already? Yes, I am. Hey, Pam. Yes, I met Pam there. Yeah, I'm home as of 2:20 this afternoon, 2:20 Central Time. But at least it's expensive here in Denver too. It's expanding a lot in rent. It's been over 20 bucks on Chinese food. Man, it must be some good Chinese food. Yeah, everybody's saying Pam's in the house. I'd love to do a meetup on a cruise. Good idea. Meet Pam, everybody's saying hi. You know, it's so funny because I'm like, do I have a meetup or not? But see here, everybody I know is mostly in California. And guys, that's a lot of gas and a lot of time to be coming out here. Like, I'd understand if it was attached to something, like, for instance, people who are coming for Lollapalooza, okay, and then have my meetup after Lollapalooza, maybe that would be ideal or something like that. But I don't think just having a meetup for myself, I mean, even if I were to meet, well, because it's summertime, so Quartside's going to be out of the way because that's going to be too hot to do anything. Um, and it's, a 17-hour drive for me to get to Quartzside, so that's kind of a lot. So we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see. Lisa, do a meetup either before. See? Crystal, you're thinking just like me. Hey, Huckleberry Chris. Late as usual. No, I was late, believe it or not. Crystal had to get me and say, hey, you doing a live? I'm trying a new joke. When I first met my bride's mom, she said we couldn't sleep together. I shame really because she was not a bad looker. Oh, what a shame because she really wasn't a bad looker. Ah, come on, Graham. I get it. She's thinking about you and the daughter, but you're thinking about her and you. It was great Chinese food through Shanghai Kitchen. The owner is a fan of mine now, because of the garlic shrimp video I did. Wow, cool. But still, $20 for Chinese food? Hey, Huckleberry Chris, I'm your Huckleberry. Everybody's saying hi. Hello, hello, hello. So this week, what I got coming up is I've got some of the videos that I took from Tiny House Fest. I'm gonna bring those out and get those up for you guys because you got to see something. And it was funny because I started doing some shots and things, and Carol's like, "How did you get that shot? That's perfect!" Oh my goodness, that's a money shot, and I'm really excited for you guys to see all the different shots. But my little puppers have been missing me, so that's kind of nice. See what I started. I'll make up for what I started. See, hey, thanks, Judith. Denver is expensive, but not as expensive as Cali. I'm sorry. Cali's just outrageous. You remind me of Crazy Uncle who came to the family again. He always had a stash of jokes. I heard that Lola is looking for someone to organize. I know. Lola does, I don't know if wants to keep doing it anymore. She just kind of wants to attend but not run it anymore. So I don't know if there is going to be a Lollapalooza this year. Hey Tim, are you close to Baytown? Who's close to Baytown? Me? I'm close to the Woodlands, north of Houston. Lola told me that too. Yeah, I heard that as well. Well, boys, want to come say hi? Come here. Come here. Come on. Up. Okay, say hi. You think the boys missed me? This is my big dog. This is Lucky. This is my big dog. This is my mom and dad's dog. Okay, down, down. Come on, Zeus. And you all remember Zooty. Now I got two dogs. So they wanted to come say hi to everybody. All right. You'll have to wait. Okay. Is Liberty near you? Not that I'm aware of. Liberty, Texas? She goes, nope, Lucky Lisa Denver recently has got very high. Lori is renting a whole house in Cali for the same price I'm paying for a one-bedroom apartment. Ugh. You know, it just is insane. Lucky is a horse, isn't he? He is a horse. He's a big, but he's a big baby. Aren't you, Lucky? What? He watches get. Hey, whoa! No. We have fun. We have fun. We're the boys. They're the boys. Lucky and Zeus, yes. Lucky is not van trained yet, but he's getting there. Maybe you'll see him on some trips shortly. Never heard of Liberty. That was funny video. Oh my God. He just wouldn't, every time he doesn't like, watch. They don't like the claw. So that's why. What? So that's why he was trying to get the blanket from saving the blanket from the claw. It was the funniest thing ever. I had to film it, guys, because I just thought it was just way too cute. Sorry. I know it's a dog video, but whatever. Red needs to get a tiny house on her when her lease is up. Yep. I know, right? Yep. We have a big black dog, Roxy. She's half bigger than Lucky. Thinks she's a lap. Hey, Lucky thinks he's a lap dog too, so it's not just your breed. He's a black lab, but let me tell you. And Zeus, the Chihuahua, thinks he's more than he is. He says, yes, Red, a tiny house. He goes, but there's so many tiny house options. Yes. At the Fest, Randy Jones had the best price I've seen for what you get. You know what though? I wasn't impressed with it, honestly. He had his incredible tiny house there, and I went inside, and I really wasn't impressed with it. It is a one-room, all intents and purposes, a shed. Yeah, it's for the price, but you can get that too, and just insulate it and everything else. And have that instead of having it on a trailer. I don't know. I just wasn't impressed with it. I went in with it and had a sink, a kitchen, and a little thing, a little bathroom, and that was pretty much it, and a hot water heater. And it had 3 windows or 4 windows, and that was about it. So I don't know. I personally, in my opinion, I wasn't impressed with it. Lease is up in February of 2024. Ahoy from the Wet and Wild Bay Area. Hey, Karen, how are you? Yeah, wet is about right. Everybody's saying hi. Expensive rent prices. is what drove me to van life. Yep, exactly. Remember saying hi, Karen. Another Cascadian. She owns a Cascade camper. Woo-hoo. Call them Cascadians. Woohoo! Yep, it's a shed on wheels. Exactly. It's a shed on wheels. You can get a shed over at Home Depot and you know, Lowe's or whatever, insulate it and make and put up some sheetrock and, you know, do all the wiring and all that stuff yourself for just as much. And I personally was not impressed. And that's just my opinion. I have nothing wrong. Hey, you know, that's his thing. That's great for him. You know, good for him. But personally, I just wasn't impressed. But then again, I had a tumbleweed tiny house and I lived in it for 3 years. So my expectations probably are a little bit more than others because I knew what worked. The tumbleweed tiny house was R20 insulated. You know, I didn't even use my AC in Texas heat. I was using a dehumidifier, and that was cold enough to keep my whole entire tiny house nice and cool. I ran off of 15 amps instead of 50. You know what I mean? There are and still have the dehumidifier going and keeping the house around 68 to 70 degrees during the Texas heat. I went through one 30-pound tank of propane in the extreme Rhode Island winter, okay, where that's my heating, my hot water, and my cooking. So per week. So I know an efficient house is built. And personally, I don't think that one is. But that's, again, my opinion. Let me state that. I don't want anybody saying, well, she said. My opinion. My opinion and my opinion only, y'all. He offers a basic home for that price. The one next to it, yeah, that was a normal tiny house. I will say that much. Again, very basic and very plain. But it did have the dormers. It had the, you know, extra loft. You know, he did. It was, I think, it was 26 feet, 26 or 36 feet. But again, very basic. I agree, Pam. Beautiful. You're forgetting the lies, Sunny. I'm always here. Woohoo! How funny. I have 3 sheds in my backyard. It would be a great place if I had on wheels. I could move it around. You know, but you think about it, do you really move them around a lot? I mean, if you're going to use them to move around, like I had to move my tiny house every 6 months because I didn't have a permanent place. Every 6 months, I had to move my tiny house from a winter spot to a summer spot. And that really stunk, honestly. If I could have left it in one area, I would have been happy. However, that wasn't the case for me. So having the wheels is good that I could do that. But on the other hand, you know what I mean? It also was a hassle because in the wintertime, I had to make sure that I had my hay bales around so the wind wouldn't get underneath there and freeze my lines, or my floor would get too cold every morning because I didn't have radiant heating in the floor. There are so many other maintenance things that you have to do during the wintertime versus the summertime, you know, and you know, it creates its own issues when it's on a trailer versus if it's got a foundation. Don't forget to leave the thumbs up. Thanks, Nora. You guys are the best. I just got a shed and fixed it how it works for you. Yes, and then put it on a trailer if you want to move it around. Which you can, but you better make sure that when you build that shed, it has a base that allows that. So, you know, you'll have to be able to, well, I don't care if it's a forklift or if it's a chain, but you're going to have to put a channel in there so it will be able to be put on a flatbed truck or something like that. And it can't be anything more than 8 feet wide because that's DOT going down the road. There's rules and regulations to everything like that. If you want it on a trailer. Tumbleweed is worth looking into them. Not going to be, at the time, I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to lie to you guys. At the time, in 2016, my tiny house cost 80 grand. 80 grand. Did I get what I paid for? Yes, absolutely. It's 2016. It's now 2023. And that house has lasted exterior, everything. As long as you keep up the maintenance on it, I haven't had any major issues with my tiny house at all. As long as you keep up the maintenance. And, I still have the same roof. I still have the same siding. I still have all the lights and electrical and all that stuff without any kind of issues. But you got to keep it maintained. But it was expensive. I'm not going to lie. Now, it comes to the adage, you get what you pay for. I don't know. Tumbleweed's been out there. There are many others out there, guys. Look at the specs. Make sure it's, a good R value for insulation, because whether you heat it or cool it, it's going to help with the energy costs for you guys, okay? So when you're looking at tiny homes, make sure you look at the specs. Don't just say, okay, well, it's cheap. Great, it's cheap, but what's the R value? Am I going to spend more on propane or electricity if R20 is like the best insulation? Like I said, I never ran my air conditioner. Let me repeat that. I never ran my air conditioner in Texas, July, August, mid-high heat. I only used the dehumidifier, and that was enough coolness to keep the entire tiny house cool. I never used AC. But that's because it was insulated well. Found them. Yep. Tumbleweed houses. Yep. Is that them? Yes. Tumbleweed is usually tumbleweedtinyhouse.com. Tiny houses. It could be. They could have changed it or updated it. Like I said, I bought mine in 2016. I sold my. Yeah, I mean, at the time when I had mine, but then again, guys, I upgraded. I put bamboo flooring. I put the Nature's Head composting toilet. I put in, the butcher block countertops. I put in I put the dormers in. I put the extra bedroom. I had it extended, so it'd be another twin size bed up there. There's a lot of things that I added to make the price go higher. So that's why it costed 80. But if I would have just left it plain and simple at the time, it probably would have been about 60. Timbercraft tiny homes are beautiful. I do not know them, so I can't give. There's a lot of tiny house people on the market now. And if you are thinking about tiny houses, definitely go to the Tiny House Fest. They have several throughout. I mean, they used to have one here in Austin, but they just had the one in San Diego. I think there's one in Monterey. There's a few other, I think it's tinyhousefest.com, and see where their next one's going to be. And check it out, because you're going to be able to see so many tiny house builders out there. But definitely just keep in mind that you've got to keep the insulation factor. How is it built? Is it on a trailer that they built, or is it on a trailer that's well known? Is it, 50 amps, 40 amps? Can it be downgraded to 15 and still function? Is it propane and electric, or just electric? Or is it all propane? These are questions that you have to ask yourself and say, how do you really want to go tiny? And how small do you want to go? I had an 8-foot by 20-foot home. That was 199 square feet. I was happy in it, but some people might not be, it'd be too small for them. You have to realize what your limitations are as far as space. So that is my advice for you. Check them out. I will go to one before I buy. Yes, Lee. Okay, so here's another good thing that I also did, guys. And I thought about going with Tumbleweed Tiny House. I went and rented a Tumbleweed Tiny House for the weekend to make sure it was something I could live in. Now, most of these builders do have rentals somewhere. Okay, so if you contact a builder that you're interested in, ask them, do you have a rental available near you or near somewhere that I could try it out for a weekend to see if this works for me? And that's exactly what I did with Tumbleweed. And luckily they had one in Colorado Springs where they were, that I was able to rent for the weekend. And after that weekend, I went back to them and I said, okay, let's sign the paperwork. Because I wanted to see, one, the quality. I wanted to, and it was winter, so I want to make sure I was warm. So I was warm. I was comfortable. I felt secure in it. I felt the quality of it, everything else while I rented it out. Now, they have a lot of these houses on Airbnb as well. Now, a lot of people don't, I can go Tumbleweed Tiny House Airbnb. And if it's something close to my city, I'll rent that out for the weekend and try it out. So there are different ways that you guys can do is to try before you buy. Definitely, if you're going to spend that kind of money, you dang well should do that. Okay, y'all? So let's see. I will go on one before I buy. Yes. They're in Guntersville, Alabama. I'd like to go in a tiny house festival. You should. It's actually very interesting. It's a 2-day event, but I had to leave today. It ended today. So good at home repairs and special room allocated for high. I'm so good at house repairs that they have a special room allocated for me at the high dependency unit. Okay, Graham. Oh, you're killing me, man. You're killing me. 7 and a wakey. Colorado Springs is not far from me. Yeah, Tumbleweed's not far. They're in Colorado Springs. And their actual building facility is also there. So I went and stayed at Garden of the Gods. At the time, Garden of the Gods had a Tumbleweed tiny house for rent. I rented it for that weekend. And then I flew out there, stayed at the tiny house, and then met with them that Monday, stayed 2 more days past the weekend to finalize all the paperwork, and then I flew home. So that's what I did. All right. Well, everybody, another fun weekend, another fun week all gone. So I hope you all had a great week. I will see you next week. So all my content creators, all right, everybody, we all know the drills. Put a big old C down there, right over there, okay. If you are a content creator, so all my content creators and everybody can subscribe to everybody's channel because that's what we do. We are a tribe. Yes, we are. So Crystal a la gringa. Yes. She is a content creator. Blissful Ventures, Joy. Okay, everybody. Joy got her catalytic converter stolen, so please visit her short. Check out her Venmo and Cash App. Let's all help her out and see if we can't get her back on the road. And we got Judith is saying, good night, everybody. Red's a content creator. Go check her out. Good night, everyone. I know Mo Bang for your bucks is also. Have a great weekend, everybody. If you're new here, welcome, welcome. I think everybody here pretty much is go ahead and put a 1. Let us all know. Say hi, hi, hi. Welcome to the Dasher family. Graham's got 7 and a wake up next week. I should be hearing you are done. So people are good at creating things. Think Tim are good with destroying them. Tim and others are good at destroying things. Tiny house is 17-foot hideout trailer. There you go. Sylvia Torres, good night, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone, for a fantastic week. You know, stay safe out there. All right. And as always, stop dreaming it and start living it. Okay, everyone? Be safe. Love you all. Bye.